Alright everyone, so Dragon Ball Super Chapter 87 has officially been released and I am here to give you guys my review. But before we get to that, as always, I do have to ask you that if you want to support this channel, if you want to support what I do here, please consider leaving a like, sharing this video out there, make sure to subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications, and comment down below with your thoughts. All right, now let's get to the review. So this is the official last chapter of this arc. There's no chapter after this as an epilogue or something. No, this is the last chapter of the Granola arc. It has officially ended, and then the next chapter that's going to come out is going to be the start of a brand new arc, although it's not going to come out next month, because at the end of this chapter they do announce that Dragon Ball Super, the manga at least, is going to go on an indefinite hiatus in order to prepare for the next arc. Now what that next arc is, we don't know, but I'm guessing that they're probably going to give us some kind of an announcement next month. At least that's what I'm guessing is probably going to happen. So this is officially the end of the Granola arc, and honestly I couldn't be happier, because I've said this in previous videos, but this arc has gone on for way too long, and honestly it should have ended a long time ago, but whatever, it's over. So let's talk about it. So overall, there are some things that I did like about this chapter, but as an ending to an arc, I just was not a fan of it. Let me explain. So let me talk about the things that I did like first. So first of all, I do like the fact that we did see Granola have an arc. I do like the fact that Granola, if you look at him at the beginning of this arc, and then if you look at him at the ending, there is a character arc there. So I did like that. And you do see that here in this chapter, where Granola says that I'm not interested in getting revenge anymore. Just take your friend, leave, and that's it. Now, for me personally, I would have liked it if he at the very least got payback against Elec, especially when it was revealed that he was the one who murdered his mom. I would have at the very least liked that, but I do see what they're doing with Granola, and it does make sense. So okay, I may have preferred if he at least did this, but I understand what it is that they're doing. But Elec is just not having it. He's just really pissed off. He thought, what was the point of using the Dragon Balls and all that if, you know, my plan isn't going to, you know, come to fruition? And then when we see what happens with Elec and Gas, it goes into another thing that I did really like about this chapter, which is the artwork. And I've talked about this before, but Toyotaro has really improved when it comes to his artwork. You know, if you look at how he drew the manga in Battle of Gods and you look at it here, it's like night and day. He's gotten so much better. I still don't think he's at Toriyama's level when he was at his prime, but I feel like he might get there at some point in the future if he shows the same kind of progress that he showed up until this point. So that's another thing that I did like about this chapter, is the artwork was really gorgeous, and that's not something that you can deny. So that's pretty much the only thing that I did like about this chapter. Now let's talk about the things that I did not like, and it has to do with the fact that a character gets introduced in this chapter that, if you've been on the internet, you already know who it is. It's Frieza. So Frieza is brought in in this chapter, and for me personally, I wasn't a fan of it. Okay, I wasn't a fan of it because it just feels like it's too late. If they were going to bring Frieza in, I feel like it should have happened earlier. The fact that he literally shows up at the very last chapter and just kills Gas. Yes, Frieza is the one who kills Gas. It wasn't Granola, it wasn't even Goku, it wasn't even Vegeta, it was Frieza. He just shows up and he just kills him. Now the way he killed him was really brutal, and I was actually surprised that they had this in the manga, because we know for a fact that this is probably not going to happen the exact same way in the anime when this eventually does get animated, because, you know, Japanese censors, and considering when Dragon Ball Super is aired, there's no way they're going to have something that brutal happen in the anime. They're probably going to find some way. And also the way Gas looks, you know, like this new zombie look, was actually, again, just a credit to Toyotaro's artwork. But again, I don't feel like Gas is going to look like this in the actual anime. I feel like they're going to kind of tone it down a bit. Like, they're going to show him really skinny, but it's not going to be the way it was shown to us here in the manga, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Frieza kills him, and then later he walks up to Elec and asks him, "So why did you call me here?" And then Elec is just trying to wave it off, saying that, "Oh, like we got our wires crossed. I thought I had a business deal for you, but nothing happened." And then Frieza just walks up to him, and he basically says that, was it possible that you brought me here because you wanted gas to kill me? And then Elec is just sweating and he's trying to wave it off, but it doesn't work. And then Frieza reveals to Elec that I knew all this time what you were planning 40 years ago. And then Elec is surprised, like, wait, you knew? And he says, yeah, I knew, but I only kept you around because you were useful. Now, this for me, I have to admit, I still don't know whether I like it or not, because Frieza has always been someone who was always quick to take care of a problem before it ever became a problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the reasons why he got rid of the Saiyans, because he didn't want them to eventually become a problem. So I don't understand why he left Elec and the Heaters alive to possibly become a problem in the future. Like, that just always, that never really made any sense to me. And then he also reminds him that there's nothing that happens in this universe that I don't know about. And he reveals something really interesting, which is that he says, like, the fact that the weakest member of the Heaters is actually you. So Elec is revealed to be the weakest out of all of them. So Oil, Maki, and Gas, like, they didn't need to take his orders all this time. They didn't need to take any of his shit. Like, they could have just gotten rid of him at any point if they wanted to. But I guess all this time he kind of manipulated them, like what he's been doing all this time with Gas, into believing that they need him. And then Elec immediately tries to hit Frieza, which I don't understand why. It's like, if you know who this dude is, why the hell would you even try this? And then Frieza just kills him. So yeah, Elec dies by Frieza's hand, not by Granola's hand. And again, I gotta admit, I was not a fan of this. I didn't like the fact that Elec died because of Frieza. I would have preferred if it was Granola, because it felt like that's kind of what it was like set up to happen. But all right, whatever. So then Frieza is confronted by Goku and Vegeta after he notices them and says, wait, how the hell were you able to kill Gas? He wished to become the strongest in the universe, which should have included you, so he should have been far more powerful than you. And then Frieza says, in this universe, oh, well, that explains it, because up until now, I was in a completely different dimension. And then they ask him, wait, what do you mean? And he says, in one of the planets that I conquered, there was a room where time flows differently there. And then Goku and Vegeta immediately realize, oh, it must have been the Room of Spirit and Time. And then he reveals that he was training for 10 years, which is crazy, because we saw how powerful Frieza got after just 4 months of training. Like, he went from being Super Saiyan level on Namek to Super Saiyan God level in just 4 months. How strong is this dude now after 10 years of training? And he reveals that after 10 years, I was able to unlock a new form. And that's when we get the introduction of Black Frieza. He's the one who named it, not me, okay? So that's the name of the new form, just like Gold Frieza, so now you have Black Frieza. And then he attacks Goku and Vegeta, and they go into True Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, and it doesn't matter, he just one-shots them. And it's done in this beautiful double-page spread, which I actually won't be able to show you the whole thing because I don't want to, risk getting in trouble for copyright, but I'll show you a little bit. You should see it on your screen right now. And it looks beautiful, or at least part of it. And yeah, again, like I said, Toyotaro artwork, much better. He's really gotten better when it comes to, his art. So yeah, he just one-shots them, and then he just leaves them on the ground. Now remember, Goku and Vegeta were brought back up to full strength. Now you could say some of it was used up in their fight with Gas, but they didn't look all that injured, and yet Frieza was still able to one-shot them, which is crazy. Now this next part that happens is something else that I just did not like about this chapter, and it's the fact that Frieza just leaves them to die. And I'm like, dude, why don't you just kill them? It's like, these two have a tendency to surpass you in strength, and they possibly are going to discover another ability that's going to give you trouble. Just like when in the Broly movie, he didn't know that they had fusion, and he was surprised that they had this, and he saw how strong the fusion actually was, that Broly couldn't do anything against them. So it's like, why would you take this risk? Why not just kill them? So yeah, that's another thing that I wasn't a fan of in this chapter, how they're showing Frieza not taking care of problems before they become a problem, even though that was kind of his whole thing. Again, why he got rid of the Saiyans in the first place, but now it seems like that's just gone all of a sudden. I don't know, it's weird to me. So yeah, he leaves, he takes Oil and Maki with them, saying that, hey, I need like a cook and a waiter or something. So they go with him, and Goku and Vegeta are just left alive to, I guess, become a problem for Frieza later. And yeah, it's just it's dumb. I didn't like that. So this is where we get to the ending of the arc, where Granola is over Monaito's body after he was pierced by one of Gas's, energy beams, and he's about to die, but Whis shows up and he heals him conveniently, and his excuse is, well, Beerus doesn't know how to make cup yakisoba. And Vegeta himself even says, well, dude, all you gotta do is like pour boiling water on it. It's like, what the hell? So yeah, that just, it felt like a convenient excuse that they needed to just have Whis there to heal Monaito, whatever. And once that happens, Goku invites Granola to Beerus' planet to train, but he says, no, I'm going to use the Dragon Balls to fix the planet, to bring it back to what it was before, because, all the damage that happened in their fight. And Vegeta then gives him the Dragon Radar, which according to him, Oil and Maki must have dropped it earlier. So again, a little convenient, but whatever. Again, it's the ending of the arc. I'm like, I don't care at this point. Just end it so we can move on to the next one. So he gives him the Dragon Radar to find the Dragon Balls, and then Monaito says, I'm going to seal the Dragon Balls once that's done, because I guess he realized that, yeah, it's too dangerous to just leave them alive, considering, or to leave them active, considering how people were able to use them. And then he says that, or Vegeta invites him to Earth every now and then, and he says, yeah, I'll take you up on that offer, and next time you won't win, which to me is a little bit weird, because Granola kind of already won that fight, but whatever. So it ends by them, Goku and Vegeta, leaving with Whis, and yeah, that's the last time we see Granola for now. And overall, I honestly wasn't a fan of what they did with Granola here. Like, it didn't really feel like he did anything. He wished to become the strongest, but he didn't really accomplish his goal of getting revenge, whether it was the Saiyans first because he thought they were responsible, and then when it was the Heaters, he didn't get revenge on them. So it's like, what was all that set up for? And again, I know it was part of his arc, but it just feels anticlimactic. It just does. For me personally, maybe you guys feel differently, that's fine, but all right. And the last thing we see in this chapter is Goku asking Whis, so Frieza, was he the strongest in the universe? And then Whis says, no, I don't think so, but maybe somewhere in this universe the strongest was actually born. So okay, let me see if I get this straight. So this arc started with the whole, a big part of the marketing is the strongest warrior in the universe will soon be born. And in the entire arc, we never met the strongest in the universe. It's like, wait a minute. It's like, well, then what was the point? So it wasn't Gas, it wasn't Granola, it's not even Frieza, it's not Goku, it's not Vegeta. So this entire arc goes away, and we never meet the strongest in the universe, even though that was a big part of the marketing. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, I don't know who the strongest in the universe is. Maybe some people are going to theorize that it's, it's Gohan, because this chapter came out around the same time that the movie is released in, in the United States. So maybe that's what they're hinting at. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe it's a completely new character, and that's going to be the character. Probably it's going to be introduced in the next arc. At least that's what I'm thinking is possibly going to happen, but that's just me. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think of this chapter, or what did you think about the arc overall? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. And like I said, if you wish to support my channel, and if you like what I do here, please leave a like, share this video out there, subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications, and I hope I'll see you guys for my next review. Bye for now.